Okay, let me go on. I gotta make a phone call.
You better hurry up. You know it's storming outside. You know what the old people said about being on the phone when thunder and lightning.
I know that's right. One dial.
No long distance.
That's the back call. Can I speak to Paige mama? I don't know her name, just her mama. Yeah, where you at? I mean, where you at on the show? Where your son at? Where her brother? Because Paige is out here weird milling by herself. Like, ain't nobody out there with her. Kristen brought his whole family on the show, including the pastor. So where you at? And what you doing? Did they edit you out the show? Child, she over there trying to have Bible study after this man done said that he bought his baby mama a car. A Mercedes. I'm over it.
A Mercedes.
Bye. Hang up that phone, honey. She ain't got nothing to say.
Hello?
Bye.
Hello?
All right, y'all, let's get into it.
Oh, she did hang up. We keep it on count.
Yep. Yeah. LY. Hey, you guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Kourtney, and this is my husband.
The E-dubs.
All right, you guys, so we ain't got time for that. It's storming over here, so we want to make sure we get through this with the lights still on. All right, you guys, so if it's your first time joining, let me tell you what this channel is all about. This channel is about us, Kourtney and Eddie. We do relationship topics, reviews, and right now we're doing Married at First Sight. I almost forgot.
I was about to say Married with Nelson.
No, we ain't doing that, child. Ain't nobody really doing that. The reviews is bad on that one, so yeah, that's why we're not doing that one.
Okay.
All right, so if you hadn't already, or if this is your first time joining and you hadn't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the co-ed family. You will be a co-edder. Yeah.
Co-edder.
Yeah, you'll get your certificate in the mail. And if you're watching us via Facebook, go ahead and...
I'm sorry, man.
Can you apologize?
I said sorry.
They ain't even know y'all up here watching. You sitting up there burping.
Y'all smell that?
Oh, he's so rude and nasty. That is so nasty. That is so not like you, because he is oh my gosh, I cannot believe that you doing that. But anyway, your mom is gonna be ashamed. All right, you guys, so if you're watching on Facebook, make sure that you hit like and follow, because let's get through this, because he being nasty.
That's what Paige and not Paige, but Bree and Vincent was doing. They were being nasty, picking each other's noses and stuff.
All right, you guys. So it's called Third Week's a Charm. So Virginia and Eric are starting out, and they talking about passwords and stuff. So she said that her dog name is her password. So y'all hackers, go for it, because she done already said. Now she probably got numbers in between all that stuff. But I'm just saying, why would you?
Probably got a password changed by now.
Why would you say that though? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you say that? I have a certain password that I try to use all the time, but you know, like, why would you say that on national TV? And so they were talking about, you know, passwords. You know, do you have the passwords, like, you know, as far as, you know, credit cards, you know, social medias and all that stuff, whatever. So they just trying to open up a conversation to get to know each other better and to kind of figure out their triggers and stuff. So, you know, I don't think there's nothing wrong with, like, I have my husband, when I remember, his passcode to his phone, and he has mine, and he knows, he remembers mine.
Actually, it took me a while to remember yours. Be honest with you.
Well, mine is very familiar, so you should know it. But anyway, we won't talk about that because y'all ain't finna know it. And so, but yeah, so we know each other's that. I don't go into his social media. He don't go into mine. I really don't feel like that's a necessity, you know. I just want to know the information to all the credit cards and all that stuff. God forbid, if something was to happen, you need to know all that information. So,
yeah, I agree. But I still need to know your information to your social media accounts. Because I want to see who be in them inboxes. What? You know this guy here? Who? You know this guy here? We ain't worried about them mailboxes. Get to review.
So, of course, they talk about the guys and, you know, her texting different guys and stuff and being friends with different guys that she may have slept with. And so, you know, he was like, well, that's a problem for me. I do know the two guy friends. I'm fine with y'all texting. But, you know, people I haven't met and you still friends with them on social media, you know, I got a big problem with that.
Well, yeah, but especially the guys you've been intimate with, why are you still friends with them? I don't believe in that. If you intimate with somebody in your past and you with somebody new, you need to cut that person completely off. Because all that gonna do is bring in confusion, gonna bring in
chaos.
But still, I don't want nobody that be intimate still sticking around.
Well, okay, we won't talk about that on camera. I like your pork chop.
See, it was a pork chop. It was just pork chop, baby. It was pork chop.
Well, you didn't even know she was still one of your Facebook friends.
This ain't about me. Y'all stop talking about your personal business.
I'm like, you like my pork chop. I'm saying, okay, wait a minute, hold up.
We're not talking about our personal business on here, man. Get back to the review.
No, you is, because you said, I don't want to be, so that means you talking about you.
I'm just saying, most men don't want no, they woman still have their ex hanging around, especially people they've been intimate with. No, that's nasty.
Nasty, okay. So anyway, in my opinion, I think that you should unfriend, all that stuff. To each his own. If you fine with it, then your spouse fine with it. It rocks with y'all. But everybody's relationship is different. So
confusion.
it may not. So me personally, I just like unfriend all of them. The ones that I'm still talking. The rest of me. The ones that I've dated, I just unfriend them because sometimes they kind of just do stupid stuff and petty stuff. So I just don't have time for that. So I just unfriend them all just, because sometimes guys don't like to see women go on with their life because they, get a little.
That's why I say they bring in confusion.
It could. I don't necessarily mean it will.
That's your past. Your past should stay in your past. So cut your past off and move on.
Yep. All right, so let's move on to Dr. V. She came to see
in her blue dress.
Dr. V made rounds that night, honey. She used that name, Doctor. She went to see all the patients that night in that same dress, and dog slob on all the dress.
Ooh,
like, gee, this should have been a Married at First Sight a dogs show. So Dr. V came to see Bree and Vince, and Dr. V said that it's been. She's been hearing about the incidents and the issues that they've been having, as far as, playfulness gone way too far. And, she asked them to just kind of shed some light on that. So Bree was talking about the incident about, when he spilled the champagne on him. And then she also, because I was like, let him do the talking. And he said, well, let me do the talking. Thank you, you heard me. So he did the talking on the second incident when, actually it was the last night, when they went dancing, and he kind of got in his feelings because, he wasn't perfecting it like he wanted to.
I still don't buy the line that the reason why I get upset because I'm trying to be cool in front of my wife. I don't buy that line. The reason why he gets upset is because he has a personality issue. You can try to be cool and slip up and still be cool. Sometimes you say, when I mess up, you know what? I'm too cool to be embarrassed. I always say that to myself. I cut somebody off or I do something wrong on the street and they blowing their horns at me. I said, you know what? The average person would be embarrassed. But I'm too cool to be embarrassed. And that's what Vincent got to understand. You got to be too cool to be embarrassed. But he's so easy to get embarrassed, and he shuts down, gets in his shell, and he throws the whole day off, the whole scene off, throw off the whole date. You know what I'm saying?
Not in your situation, because you act like Vince. Because when you get embarrassed like that, you can pout and act just like that.
No, dog. No.
Don't try to. That's him. So he may not go to the levels of anger and just like he finna zone out and hit somebody, but he has been embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? Somebody do something in the car and be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed." I'm just like, "Ugh, I cannot be seen." Dude, please, now you need to stop.
It ain't about me.
So
y'all get back. Y'all always talking about your get back to the Tango show.
So,
but no, all I'm saying, Vince, I don't buy the line that he's trying to be too cool and that's why he gets upset. I don't buy that. You can be a professional and still mess up, but I really think he has an anger issue.
Yeah. And so he was talking about, he's not like acting like a little 7-year-old and stuff. And, people have been saying, especially the Fruitful Wife, I think she did a video on how he's acting like a child and stuff. So, but he said that's not his issue. So, anyway, he said, plus his shirt was too tight.
Yeah, that part, yeah. When your shirt's tight. It's like this. When you don't dress well, if you don't dress well, you don't feel well. Yeah. You look in your mirror and you say, man, I got that swag. That swag carries on to your personality. Mm-hmm. But if you look in the mirror and say, man, my shirt tight, my stomach sticking out, you ain't going to feel good about yourself, and the slightest thing going to throw you off.
The power blinking. And so one thing that he did say that his wife cooked. You know, he cooked. But I'm saying, dude, y'all just been married 3 weeks. You would have had that little belly honey before you met her walking down the aisle.
You know, she probably cook a lot. Then again, she's so small. How she?
And small people, honey, she don't gain no weight. So let's move on to this disaster, tragedy. Paige and Chris and Dr. V. So Paige, of course, we see is living in there by herself. And, you know, she fluffing the pillows and doing all that stuff.
Living her best life.
By herself. She could be in her own apartment. She got one. And so she said that she has tried to contact Chris and it went straight to voicemail. He hasn't been picking up the phone. Of course, when she was saying this, I thought it had been days. But when we come to find out, it was just last night. Yesterday. Then they talked.
What's going on with production, man? Because the way she made it sound like it was been like a whole week.
Yeah, he was like just yesterday.
Yeah, it was just yesterday. Maybe I misheard it or something.
No, we heard right. We heard the same thing. So somebody's exaggerating, but I guess she was saying she'd been trying to contact him all day or whatever and he'd been going straight to voicemail. So anyway, she got in touch with him.
You know why, don't you?
Well, he was with Mercedes.
You buy Mercedes at Mercedes.
That's true. So Dr. V, so Chris came and of course it's awkward. He said, "What's up?" What did he say when he
Yo, what's up?
Yeah. So it's like
treat like a homeboy, man.
Yeah, and get the little pat on the hood, the little
no passion, just like not even a church. At least give her a church hug.
Church hugs really be better than that.
Yeah, he only give her a church hug, man.
Yeah. So she walked in and he got on his phone. You know, they said, how you doing, blah, blah, blah. And he was strolling on his phone. So Dr. V came in and just her facial expression during this whole scene, it was in sheer belief. And so she was like, Chris, it's hard to believe that you are the person that, you know, that you are now. So the person that you was before we, you know, you got married, it's hard to believe that you're this person that, you know, we hear about you now. So, you know, Chris tried to explain what was going on. You want to talk about that? Okay. So Chris said that one thing about it that, you know, when he went through all the spiel, you know, because I think Paige explained it to her, or she probably knew. Went through the spiel. He said that he was a little depressed. You know, he found out all this stuff, blah, 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 and he was depressed. Paige said that, I got to laugh at it now. So Dr. V, I think I said her name right, but Dr. V said, listen, Paige, why are you still here? Why don't you just walk away from this thing? You know what I'm saying? All this stuff going on, why are you still married to him? She said, the woman God want me to be is to be a supportive wife. Flip page. And not Paige, then flip the page. So, and if y'all hear that, y'all is storming down here.
We're trying to get it in for y'all before the power go off.
Yes. But so she said that she wanted to be a supportive wife. Now let me say this on this note. Paige is thinking that she's okay. Let me say this. When you're a supportive wife, in my mind, I'm thinking to somebody that I've been married to and committed with for a long period of time. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be a supportive wife if my husband, you know, no, he wouldn't do that. But, you know, accidents or incidents, things happen and you've been married to that person. You love that person. You know what I'm saying? You're committed to that person, but not somebody you just met and this man is doing all this stupid stuff. What you committed to? What you submitted to? Nothing. You don't even love him. You may like him or lust him, but you don't love him. So let's take that God thing out the picture. When you build a firm foundation, you both are committed to each other. Just because you said vows, what that mean? That we both committed and made vows to God. You may have, but he has not. So you cannot say that. So anyway. Dr. V facial expression was just like, during this whole process was like,
I was just waiting for her to say, but you know what, Dr. V? And she'll look at Chris and look back at Dr. V, but I loved it to him. That's what I was waiting for. And you know what? I was going to say this, I'll make it quick. I don't pity Paige no more, and I'm not mad at Chris no more. You know, Chris, man, homie, do your thing. Do your thing. If you're going to have boo-boo the food over there, allow you to run her over, and she continue to allow you to do it, do you, homie, do you, because any woman that knows her self-worth would have been deuced out there. She's like, deuces, I'm out. But no, not Paige. I understand she's faithful. I understand she's religious. But come on, you can't put all this on God. I'm sorry. Stop using God as an excuse for you just sitting around looking like that. You know, God give you self-worth, and you got to know it, girl. You not, I don't know, man. Every time I see her on TV now, I just, I don't know.
So let's move on to the part where the question was asked. Okay, so what do you pretty much expect out of this marriage, out of this, you know, what do you guys, since y'all are starting over, resetting, whatever, what are y'all trying to do? And so she was like, well, at least can we just get to know each other, be friends and stuff like that. Let's try to do at least a phone call, you know, and she went as low as how low can you go? At least once a day. And you know, so Dr. B was like, okay, well, that's, you know, reasonable. Chris, how do you feel about that? Well, I really don't want to be forced into doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? If my heart not 100% in it, I really don't want to do it. So she like, that's the minimum though, Chris. Like, that's the least. Okay, well, I want to see her in person. So you mean to tell me you want to flip from going to the least and she's saying going to the highest? How does that make sense? That makes no sense.
It makes sense from a man's point of view, meaning you don't contact me. Let me contact you. When I feel I've been bothered with you, I'll see you. Okay? If I feel I've been bothered with you, I'll call you and say, hey, let's go ahead and go there. Other than that, really don't call me, basically. You know what I'm saying? So basically, like I said, don't call me, I'll call you.
Well, Paige,
and she most likely will do that, you know.
Paige was like, well, this was BS. But she said all that off camera, of course, you know, because she was rolling her eyes. And
this is BS. What, we want to eat for dinner? Is it Bible study? Come on, man.
So let's move on to when the couples get to ask all these questions. So y'all know that Ryan and Clara are just in a pickle right now.
A pickle? I bet Clara will like a pickle.
Yeah. I was going to say something like that. So anyway, the thing about it is that the question was asked, the thing that will make it harder for me to be intimate with you. Trust. And Ryan was saying trust. He keeps holding on to that trust. And the question was also asked how to initiate romance. I had said that. Just do it. You know, that's what Claire was saying. Just do it. She just won't.
She went back to that Nike slogan.
Yeah. And he said, how can we make our sex life better? And she was like,
she went back to Nike again.
Yeah, like,
just do it.
You gotta start. You gotta just do it. Just start.
You know what? Nike gonna have a new commercial with Claire out there.
Now, Clara did say that, and we found this out, that, you know, when she was in a relationship for 3 years and they had almost no sex 3 times. So I guess once a year they had sex. And he wasn't physically attracted. I don't know, something about the attraction or something. So she's a little afraid that Ryan is doing the same thing, that he's not attracted to her. You know, because as we learned some things about Clara as far as when the sex and stuff, and I was like, wow.
Now we understand why she feels the way she feels now. You know what I'm saying? Because in her mind, sex is not a big thing, but it shows and let her know that she's wanted.
Right.
And Ryan's not having sex with her. Then again, to me, he is having sex with her. They doing everything else.
I know that's right.
That don't make no sense to me.
Oral, sex.
Y'all doing everything under the sun, but not that.
Yeah.
That don't make no sense.
Let's move on to Paige and Chris and just whatever they got going on. One thing that Paige did say that she said she made a covenant with God.
Don't going back all the way up there?
No, we're doing a couples thing. This is the order it came in. And Paige and they're doing their activity. So each couple is doing something.
Oh,
they ain't got no fishing bowl to ask no questions. They just...
She right. She pulled out one of these, right?
I was like, what's she doing? So
you got to visualize it.
I thought there was what they call it when we go to church in the summertime. What is
summer
it?
camp.
The Bible
school, Bible study, summer camp.
Anyway, y'all know what to do. Little children go and they do the arts and crafts. I forgot. I ain't never go. But anyway, vacation Bible school. Thank you, Holy Ghost. So yeah, vacation Bible school. So she up there writing all that stuff and stuff. So basically, she doing a activity for them to a schedule on what they need to do. Okay, Monday, Tuesday, we're doing Wednesday. So Paige is saying, you know, the different activities. And so she was like, okay, so we're going to do a movie or action. He was like...
No, she asked him, what kind of movies do you like? He said, action. She wrote that down. So we're going to do an action movie for, I don't know what day she said. He said, no, it's going to be action, but no movie. And she started blushing. I said, man, I just want to punch that TV
y'all know
so
he was
bad.
talking about sex.
I said, why are you blushing?
So anyway,
why are you blushing, girl? Why?
So anyway, he said, well, you know, they got the schedules down, playing basketball, blah 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 blah
blah.
Football.
Football.
I thought she said basketball because she said I don't know how to play basketball. I want no football. You're not playing football with no woman. Talking about basketball, she said I don't know how to play. He said I teach you.
Oh, God.
Football. You wrong. You folks want to holler over you and he just is wrong. That is wrong. That's not what she is.
My bad.
You're rolling in no grass and stuff. Okay, so so he said lead Bible study. You know, he said, well, we could do Bible study. You lead.
I give Chris credit. He knows what subject to pick on. And when he said something about Bible study or religion, that got her. Yeah. She was hooked. And
he said that's the problem, that, you know, they haven't included God in it.
She included God in everything and leave it to her.
Sure did, honey. God said this. I'm going to do what God said. I'm led by God, the Holy Spirit, blah, blah, blah. All right, so let's move on to this other disaster, Helena and Jacob. I'm telling you, Haley is working every last one of my nerves.
How many nerves?
Every last one, because she
a
bunch. Because she should have stayed over there being them folks' bridesmaid and never a bride. She shouldn't have even came on this show. I agree. Like, if you're not gonna try to at least work through the process, okay, you know, he is you know, everybody got their own attraction. Right. You know, maybe you're just not attracted to him, but at least try. You know, I feel sorry for Jacob because I feel like he got the bad end of the stick because I think he at least trying.
Right. I agree. Jacob did get the short end of the stick on this one right here. When you feel like somebody's not attracted to you, like y'all keep saying, the reason why she don't like Jacob because the sex is garbage. No, I think what it was, the sex probably was garbage, but she caused it to be that way because when you telling me you're not attracted to me, the only reason why you had sex with me because you thought it was your duty. You didn't really want it, but you thought it was your duty because you know you're a wife. Okay, telling me what that tells me is that you really didn't want to have sex with me. You did it because you were my wife. So it's no emotions or no intimacy in that sex. Okay, now I'm thinking, okay, she must not really be attracted to me. Can I get? No, then you start walking around with eggshells. Mm-hmm. Can I give you a hug? Can I give you a kiss? It makes everything awkward now.
Yeah,
and it throws the whole thing off. Now, Jacob, he's trying to see what he can pick or poke to try to break that wall down from Haley. But Haley has that wall up and it's making the whole situation awkward. You know, I can't get a pet. How that makes me feel?
Yeah.
You don't even want to kiss me, so they're gonna hurt my self-esteem.
Right.
Am I not good enough for you?
Right.
Am I not attractive enough for you to even give me a kiss, a peck, even hold my hand? So yeah, I feel bad for the dude, man.
You pulled on some old feelings and emotions in your past or something, because you went there.
Oh, she showed more emotion to that dog, to him.
Tell that dog to stay out of folks' face. All in Dr. BB Allen's face. Can't even talk. Want some attention. Go sit down somewhere, Fluffy. All right, so one thing that, because you talked about all that and you said it well, baby, you was all in your feelings.
I wasn't in my feelings,
yeah, you pulled on some your past.
No.
All right.
No, I'm just saying.
You need to talk to Dr. Vivian and get some therapy.
Yeah, she gonna knock on the door doing that same blue dress.
So, now Haley did say, because you explained all that part, but Haley did say that, you know, she feels like she's doing a lot of the work. And production was like him putting up the dishes and then him, she bought some shirts and stuff. Like, I'm like, what work? Do you mean the work in a relationship or physical work? And so Dr. Viviana was like, okay, that's a good point. You feel like you're doing all the work. So what she wanted to do is, okay, you want to say something on that part?
Yeah, I'm going to say something. Maybe she talking about the relationship, but from Jacob's perspective, you know,
he doing the work.
Yeah, not just that, but he don't know which way to go. You know what I'm saying? You know, I keep asking you, are you attracted to me? You don't want to give me a straight answer. So if you're not attracted to me, why should I put in all this work? You know, I got to see if you're going to meet me halfway. And if you're not going to meet me halfway, I'm not going to put my first foot forward.
Yeah.
So they didn't.
You know, I just want to pop Haley through the TV. Dr. Vivian said, Dr. V.
Dr. V.
She said, okay, let's try some exercise. Let's go into the bedroom and let's just try to get you guys comfortable in there, because I didn't even know they were still sleeping in separate beds.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's been 3 weeks. Y'all had one honeymoon and stuff, and y'all still. So how y'all supposed to get to know it or be on an intimate level, not just sex, but just be on the intimate level if y'all both sleeping in separate rooms? So
Haley got that wall up, man.
Yeah.
She got the wall up in the bedroom. She got the wall up in her emotions. She got the wall up mentally. So she's got these walls up, and sometimes at some point you're gonna get tired of trying knocking them walls down.
Yeah. So that dog right up in her face. I was like, yeah, that dog.
Man, maybe that's a guard dog watching the walls.
So anyway, so she's just basically telling them, okay, let's try to sleep in the same bed. Let's try to give good morning kisses. Let's try to say all that stuff or whatever. But let's move on to Dr. V visits Eric and that cockeyed dog that they got. That dog, he was cockeyed.
Them dogs have big bulb eyes.
But he looked. I was looking at
they do be kind of cockeyed. So
anyway, so let's move on to Eric and Virginia. So so the question was, are there topics that you feel are amounting? And basically they was talking they were saying something without saying something. So I guess maybe political stuff is their issue, and you want to talk on that because you was,
Yeah, I can kind of tell Eric being in the military, he feels a certain way when he says something about country and social things. He feels a certain way about certain subjects. Virginia, being the way she is, she's to me is real liberal, especially with supporting her sister and her marriage. She's real liberal, so her ideals and her mindset is on the opposite side of the spectrum. Mm-hmm. So they are not going to budge from what they believe in. They're not going to budge on their beliefs. To me, it makes it complicated. To me, you know what I'm saying. If one person has this belief in social justice and this other person has this belief, how y'all gonna get together and do stuff? Unless y'all don't. To me, it's hard.
Dr. B wants them to pretty much have an open mind. You know what I'm saying? Don't just shut down. Don't just say nope. Have an open mind to it. And one thing that, bothers me about Eric is that when somebody asks how's things going, oh, it's amazing. She's amazing. But then you have all these issues. So, I got a problem with that.
Yeah, they have issues, but I still think, it's some issues. The issues they have, they can kind of overcome it. But like I said, to me, the hardest issue for me with them will be their belief systems. You know what I'm saying?
And he was saying that she don't want to have children because they came into, how would you, Dr. V was saying, how would you feel, you raising children as far as your belief? Would you say, or would you let your children choose? And so he was like, well, she don't want to have no children, And she said, I want to have it later when I'm 35 or something like that. And in her 30s, and he'll be like 38. He was like, I don't want to have children when I'm 40. So it's like, and if you don't want to have kids, I'm out.
Well, and I understand that by Eric, but once again, I still think they belief systems when they have kids is going to affect them.
Oh yeah.
Because Eric might want the child to be raised a certain way, and Virginia said, no, this child need to believe in this way. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, to me, you got to at least be open-minded, or at least, willing to come to the middle. But to me, the way Eric's saying Virginia is, she's real firm in her beliefs and she's not going to budge.
Yeah, and it sounds like he ain't either.
Yeah, that's true.
So let's go on to Briana and Vincent. They were just playing a game, and whoever got the questions right, they ate cheese, whipped cream, crackers, and all that stuff. And Eddie, he chuckled, baby, like he was watching Eddie Murphy movie or something. Not Coming to America, and when they funny, but Eddie Murphy
2.
Yeah.
Keep it right now.
Yeah, too.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was chuckling and stuff. And so, you know, it was a cute little game.
Yeah, it was. And I guess
she kept talking about his head.
Yeah.
But I guess there was a part of, you know, something that, yeah, he wish he could change something about his head. And
talking about his hair.
Yeah.
And
she
you know,
was like, don't talk about it. You was like, don't
I
talk
said,
about
don't do it. Don't say that. Don't go there, breathe, because, you know, he'll shut down and get psycho again. But it seemed like this time he took it in stride. But I would like to say something about the game. I wonder how often they play that game. Why? Because Vincent probably got a lot of questions right, because he getting chubby and chubby. I was joking aside, man, but Vince has a good side to him, man.
Yeah, he do.
And, you know, a funny side to him. And if he can just control that anger, you know, I think they'd be a wonderful couple.
Yeah,
man.
because he said they're both goofy, they're both silly, you know, kind of like us, you know, they both love to laugh, and so they vibe with that. So let's move on to where Dr. V and Ryan, she got a chance to come and talk to them, and once again, them doggone dogs. But anyway, so she's like, basically, what's going on with y'all? And Ryan was like, well, you know, as far as us, you know, it's great, but, you know, it's more natural for us. We, you know, vibe together. We vibe pretty good natural. So, and the question was asked, well, how can you meet each other's needs? It seems like how can you meet each other's needs? So basically, if Dr. V know that sex is a problem with them. You know what I'm saying? That's why they answered all them sex questions in that bucket, because everybody knows. And so Ryan just saying, you know, as far as sex, you know, it's a trust thing. He wants to be able to trust. He gonna do what he ready to trust, blah, blah, blah. Dr. V was like, well, basically it seemed like it's all about you. What about Claire? What about her needs and stuff? So he was like, well, you know, as soon as I reached that her, you know, it was just round and round and round.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of deflecting when it comes to that question. But like Dr. V said, maybe she was talking to Claire. Maybe he's trying to hide the fact that maybe he's a virgin.
Well, you got to hear to that. So let me tell you that. So anyway,
I don't have your notes.
Well, you can go in the order. So when I get to that, then you share.
You want to send that in the?
Because I choked on some water, child.
I greedy.
So what Eddie was talking about, was my wonderful husband talking about, is that she wanted to talk to Claire alone because she can tell that Claire was very frustrated about the sex thing and stuff. And basically, Ryan's needs are getting met and hers is not. So it seems as though they're having oral sex, but, you know.
They probably doing one of them, yeah.
So she said, so, you know, she's like, we having sex, you know, oral. I don't know if she said that, but she said, but we're not having sex. And she said, well, could it be that Ryan hasn't been honest with you? He's been dishonest with you about his sexual life, you know? Could it be that he's a virgin? So she was like, And of course, Eddie said it. And you guys in the comments said it. I ain't
play the tape.
I ain't even
play the tape.
I ain't even think about it. But yeah, so y'all are saying it, and Dr. V said it. So
and I can't go by. Claire said, well, he's religious. I can't buy the religion thing because you're married. Right? You're married, man. Yeah. So what's the deal?
Yeah, and you came on a show where you just bop him too. So Clara did open up about, you know, her not having a bond, a sexual bond. Like, she just used to having sex. She has not had an emotional bond when she has had, you know, with her sexual partners in the past. So it's just been sex for her. It's nothing been...
No emotions, no feelings, no nothing. Just straight.
And she has been in a relationship for a long period of time, and it's just been that.
And like you said, she probably loved that person, but that person didn't love her. So
so maybe it was just sex for the guy, and it was no intertwining of emotions and passion and, you know, I love you and all the stuff that takes place when you're being intimate, because it's not just... When you're intimate with the right person, it's not just... you know, sex, it's intimacy. And intimacy is so much deeper than just sex.
You know, it's your body, your spirit, your soul, and your mind intertwined with one another. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, preacher.
Yeah, you know, it's like Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak said, leave the door open for you. Y'all heard that song? Man, that song, the bomb. I like that song. But okay.
So let's move on. So Dr. V came, she made her round. She came back to Haley and she said, "Hey, I wanted to say something to you. So I wanted to just check on you and just see, because I don't want you to check out prematurely, and I think that you kind of have." And so basically, she was talking about the attraction and are things better for you guys? She was like, "Yeah, it's kind of better, but it's still dealing with that attraction area." And she said, Haley said, one thing I don't want Jacob to do is to force him to do change him and he lose himself trying to please me. And she was saying, well, one thing about, marriage and men, that sometimes they will change, and that change could be a better fit for them than what it was before. So don't be afraid of that, because he probably is going to tell you when he don't want to change in some areas,
And once again, that's why I feel for Jacob, because Jacob has done a lot. She told me she put in a lot of work. Jacob had changed how he dressed. He had changed, he trying to kind of walk back the 80s stuff. So he's sacrificing a lot. He's trying to make it work, and I just don't see no sacrifice from Haley trying to do it.
Yeah, I don't either. Except buying them clothes and stuff. But anyway, so Eric and Virginia, they're talking, and they are doing like this 5-minute thing where they're just kind of venting against some things. And I think this was a great breakthrough moment for them. So they talked about, Eric said one thing about him in the past, that he's been cheated on and in past relationships. And so I think that's why he's can't have male friends. You don't want to do this. You want to do. So he wants to make sure that, he don't repeat that same cycle. He didn't understand why people cheated on him, because it didn't happen just one time, multiple times. And so when he opened up to Virginia to tell her that, so you just call her Ciroc. When he opened up to tell her that, it kind of made her realize, okay, so he got some areas that, he got some insecurities in that area. So she was like, I never do that to you.
Yeah, I know she didn't have a drink this episode.
Not on camera. They could have edited all that stuff, child.
That's why
they want Paige and Chris to look bad, but honey, Virginia, they didn't edit all that.
Yeah, probably that's all that drinking she did. That's why she's on this episode about 5 minutes, because they edited so much her video.
Right.
But anyway, you can see, and that's understandable. It's like you said, when you starting to hear the backstories of all this, you can see why they act the way they act.
Yeah.
And he has a lot of trust issues. He has a lot of insecurity issues. You've been cheated on. You don't know why you've been cheated on. Nah, but Eric got to understand, everybody's not like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I kind of don't blame him for him questioning Virginia's guy friends. I don't blame him on that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta let the past be the past. Especially if you had a guy friend you've been intimate with. You gotta let that go, man. Yeah.
So Virginia did say that her parents fought a lot when she was growing up, and so as far as her dad, she cut him off, and she moved in with her auntie. And I don't know, she don't say much about her mama, but she said so she had some issues when it came to seeing her parents fight a lot. So that's something that she don't want to do. And she also shared the fact that one of the reasons that's the reason why she don't want to have kids, because she don't want to put her kids through the same thing that she went through as a child. And that's so understandable. It really truly is. So she's afraid that will happen. And Eric was like, that's one thing that I'm not gonna do. Well, you can't say what you're not gonna do in that area, but he said that we're not gonna do. I won't fight in front of the kids, and won't put you through that. I'm gonna be a good father, which I think that he will be.
Yeah. Eric got the military training, so yeah, he gonna be real stern with them kids. But like I said, yeah, that little scene there with Eric and Virginia with the breakthrough, yeah, I think that helped a lot. You know what I'm saying? So now you kind of see why they act the way they act and how it's gonna affect them in the future. So yeah, that was a pretty good breakthrough. Yep.
And Eric did say something, some things that he's very hard on himself, and it kind of put him in a state of depression. He said something about his dad, but I kind of missed that part. So let's move on to this last and final scene, y'all. I know this video long, but just hang with us. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so production so shady, it's just ridiculous. So they was playing that song, "Gonna Lay Down My Burdens." You know the rest? Down by the riverside,
No.
You never heard that song? Mm-mm. Yo, heathen, go to my church. So, just playing because I didn't grow up in church. So,
call me out.
Chris and Paige are having Bible study. I guess that's why they played that song, honey.
He recommended the Bible study. Then when he gets there, he's not ready for the Bible study.
He brought the chicken.
He brought the chicken and the food, and I guess he wanted Paige to come over.
He said lead Bible study. He said he wanted her to lead it, so I thought that she would come up with something.
Yeah.
So so she had Isaiah 55. I missed the verse, and so he read it, and anyway, I ain't write much in this in this scene. So they started talking about friendship and and what does friendship look like, and
that's when he dropped the ball.
And he was said. It's something I want to tell you. I was like, we didn't finna say that, Mercedes didn't, carry the baby.
That's what I thought you were going to say. Or he said, well, you know what? Mercedes, I found out that baby was on mine. I thought that's what you were going to say.
Yeah. So he said, go ahead, baby. You say it.
I bought Mercedes. And what's that old Pepper song? Don't you want to ride?
Oh, yeah. Pebbles. Yeah. Mercedes. Mercedes.
Not the remix.
With the roll, honey, with the Billy roll. Yeah.
And here go Paige looking all. I say, you know what? Chris, do you, homie. Do you. And I hope you bought her an S-Class Mercedes because Paige is doing this to herself because she should have been left. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you keep getting sucked in again. Every time you get sucked in, you get hit across the head with something else.
I mean, and the hits get worse and
worse. But you doing it to yourself, Paige. You doing it to yourself.
And the fact, go ahead.
Go ahead.
The fact that he said, I went and bought my fiance, whatever she is, ex-fiance, the child's mom, or a car, a brand new car. And Paige was like, brand new? So he's like, yes, I didn't want her to catch the bus. I'm saying this girl ain't had no kind of vehicle, catch the bus or do nothing like that, which, Paige, I understand that, but a brand new vehicle, and then a Mercedes at that, you could have got a Honda Accord or a Kia, anything. But yeah, so you got her that.
You know what? And come on. Chris was flexing a little bit. I bought her a Mercedes. Why you gotta say the car name? You could say I just bought her a brand new car.
He probably just paid the first payment, and she got to pay the rest. But anyway,
yeah, well, you be bragging. It better be a S series. If you got a C series, gotta be an S series.
What's wrong with a C series? That's what the people gonna say.
There's a lot wrong with a C series.
So yeah, that was a shocker, I guess, kick for her. So
it's gonna be another kick next week.
I mean, but the thing is, why you tell her after the fact? I wanted to tell my wife that I bought my side chick or my car.
I know why he did it. He bought that chicken. And he said to himself, as soon as she take a bite of this good chicken, I could tell her anything.
And then he said, then she gonna be in her moment of Bible study.
Yeah, so she can't get all upset. So you got the Bible study, you got the fried chicken. Oh man, and you ain't allowing to. Ooh.
And then y'all gonna play action games after.
Yeah, so I could tell her anything.
So Haley and Jacob get in bed, and it looks so awkward. I'm so glad he didn't take his shirt off, because y'all know he would take his shirt off. So she was like, he was like, well, we gonna spoon. She was like, no, let's just take a little bit at a time.
Kiss. That's what I'm saying. That's what Dr. V said. Good night kiss or good morning. She still don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
What's that thing that they be doing on what is it, TikTok, when they hit that camera and go boom, and they play that boom, and they go boom, boom, boom. That's why we want to do that and change her to somebody else, just hit that thing. So you probably know what I'm talking about. It's be a song that go along with it. So anyway, let's move on to Eric and Virginia having a little romantic evening. She surprised him and all that stuff, and they were sitting there talking, and I noticed how big her feet was, but
that's
maybe it was the camera
angle.
It was like that big. It was like that big.
I'm not gonna let you sit here and talk about Ciroc like that. Yeah. It was the camera angle. That's
maybe all the drinker went to her feet. But anyway, so they had a nice little moment. She was dressed up, and it was cute, nice romantic moment. So one thing that she did say that she don't want the honeymoon phase to end, and she's afraid that he will not be as attracted to her as he is now later on in life. You know, and one thing I could say is that I thought the same thing. Well, let me see. I thought the same thing when it came to the honeymoon stage, because I thought there's like when is supposed to wear off, and it really truly it has not wearing off. You know, I don't care what y'all say. Give it 5 years, give it 10 years. No, it's gonna continue. So we're still in our honeymoon.
No, you did
You
it
got
wrong.
to type.
Give it 15 years. You understand that, then?
So yeah, we so I can say this to Virginia, you know, it can last as long as you make it last.
But you gotta still do things, spice it up. Don't do the same routine things day in, day out. You gotta keep it fresh. Got to keep it fresh.
Says the person that does the routine day in.
Oh, I don't. I do keep it fresh, baby. Sure no do.
We'll talk off.
Sure no do.
All right, you guys. On that note, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. You know, don't forget to go into check out our merch at kourtneyandeddie.com. The description is down in the description. The website is down in the description box. And if you want to join our membership, yes, we have emojis for you guys. So on that note, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thank God that the storm did not cut out the power, so we were still able to do this video. So on that note, don't forget to go with God and let God go with you, and I will see you on the next video. Deuces.